So you're about to go to your face-to-face interview. Congratulations. But what do you do? What do you say and what do you wear? Let's talk about it. Hello everybody, how you doing? Welcome. This is Valencia Flyer. Hope you guys are doing great out there today and that you are having a wonderful 2024 so far. I am having a great 2024 so far. Right now I am filming this from the big island of Hawaii. I'm here in the middle of one of my rotations and having honestly, feel a little guilty, but I'm having a wonderful time. It is such a beautiful day out there, and I've actually taken some footage that I will be sharing with you down the line, and it's just an amazing day today. So, but enough of that. I'm just happy to be here, and I'm happy to be here with you today. So, let's get down to business. You are about to go on a face-to-face interview. Congratulations. But there are some things that I would love to talk to you about, especially if you're a little bit in doubt on what to do, how to do it, what not to do, etc., etc. So I'm going to take this from a different point of view. I actually had a comment from one of my subscribers who put a wonderful question out to me, and he said, like, hey, so what do you think you did in order to stand out at your interview? And no one had ever asked me that before. And I'm like, you know what? That is a really good question. And I totally want to make an episode out of it. So that's what we're here to do today. All right. So let me give you a little bit of background. I went to my face-to-face interview and there were approximately about 70 people there interviewing on that particular day. By the end of the day, 7 of us got CJOs that same day. Now, I was fortunate enough to be one of those 7, and I was very, very grateful, and it was an amazing moment in my aviation career I will never forget. But I do think that I did certain things to kind of stand out from the rest of the crowd, and apparently what I did worked because I did get that CJO. So I'm not saying this to impress you, but more to impress upon you that there were certain strategies that I took when it came to doing this. So those strategies I definitely want to share with you today, especially if you're about to go on your face-to-face interview, okay? So I have made a list of 12 things that I want to talk to you about today. So we're going to go down every single one, and I'm going to go ahead and share my information with you here now. All right, so let's get started. Number 1, smile like you're in the best place in the world. Okay, so I've said this on a couple of other of my episodes in the past. And this is one that is huge in my opinion. They're all huge. And by the way, none of these are in any particular order. They're all as important as every other one, right? So smiling is a huge deal. Smiling and showing that you are having a good time, that you are happy to be there. That is very, very important in my opinion. In my memory, there were some people of the group of people that I was interviewing with that, to be quite frank, didn't seem like they were having a good time. They didn't seem like they were engaged. They did not seem like they were happy to be there. And you can tell right away. They're very distracted, maybe always checking their phones, or not happy looking, kind of frowny, just like, oh, when is this gonna end? You know, sort of a situation. So you can kind of sense that, and it wasn't the greatest thing in the world to do. So I just want to tell you that it's something that you need to smile at all the time. Be happy, because they are always watching. And even though you don't think that they're watching, they're watching. So make sure that you're showing off your sparkling, smile, and just be happy to be there, because you're very fortunate to be there. So let's go ahead to number 2. Always be polite. Show off your great personality no matter who you come in contact with. All right, so this one's big as well. So you always want to be very polite. Hello, thank you, please, great to meet you, handshake when it's appropriate, and do it to everyone you come across. Now, depending on who you're interviewing with, they might have different activities in different rooms. Even when you're going down that hallway, you want to make sure that you're, saying hello to people that might be just in the doorway or something like that have nothing to do with the interview. You still want to be like, oh, hi, how are you? Oh, nice to meet you, etc., etc. So make sure that you're always polite, and just showing that you're happy to be there, and just showing off your great personality, because your personality is really what's going to sell this completely, okay? So make sure to do that. All right, number 3, communicate effectively. Now, there are going to be situations where they might ask you a particular question or ask you to do a certain task. So you want to make sure that you're communicating effectively in return. If they're asking you something, return the answer, effectively, intelligently, compassionately, whatever the situation calls for, okay? It is something that you are going to shine through as well, okay? They want to make sure that you can communicate even with your body language, okay? A body language thing is another way to communicate effectively. If you're upright and you're ready to go and you're, ready for the next thing, they're going to be able to tell, as opposed to like, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know, So there's a big difference in communication, not just verbally, but with your body as well. So make sure that you're doing that effectively as possible, okay? All right, number 4, go ahead and listen carefully to their instructions for tests and group activities. So you're going to be put through the ringer. Again, depending on what airline you're going to be interviewing for, some are going to be longer, some are going to be harder, etc., right? But that you're also listening to the instructions, okay? So let me give you a quick little activity right now, here and now. So if I came to you and said, okay, I want you to do 3 things. I want you to go ahead and give me your name, your birth date, and your favorite ice cream. Okay, so the correct answer would be, hi, this is I'm Valencia Flyer. I was born in March 10th, and I love Rocky Road ice cream. Done. Clean, direct, smiles, the whole thing, right? What you should not do, in my personal opinion, is, oh, my name is Joe, but I used to be called Ben, but my friends call me Nancy. And I was born on this day, and I'm a Capricorn. But you know what? I don't like saying that because a lot of people, don't like Capricorns, and I get a little bit of problem with that. And I used to like ice cream, but I don't really like it anymore, and I just don't. I don't know if I can ever have it again. But when I did have it, I liked, I like Rocky Road, but I can't do it anymore, So that's the wrong way to do it. It's rambling, it's not direct. It's probably the wrong way to go. In my opinion, it's the wrong approach. And believe it or not, during my interview, there were people that did that. There were people that kind of did ramble on, did not answer effectively, gave more information that was necessary. At the end of the day, they did not listen effectively to the instructions because it was just very simple, boom, 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 ABC, and they didn't listen effectively, and you can tell right away. So these things might be more of a test of your listening more than they are what, actually getting the information from you. Okay, they already probably know your name. They probably already know the birthday because you've put it on the application, etc. So it's really more of a listening exercise more than anything else. So beware of that. So listen effectively to the instructions and for any group activities that you have, because there's a very good chance that you will have group activities. Okay, all right, moving on. Number 5, dress the part. Dress the part. It is, going to be business attire most likely. Read very carefully what they want you to wear, read very carefully what they don't want you to wear, and dress accordingly. Dress for the part, dress for success, okay? If you look at my channel, if you look at my very, very first episode, you'll see that there I had just gotten dressed. I was ready to head out the door of my hotel and go directly to my face-to-face interview. If you haven't seen that, I'll go ahead and link it right here. But you can see what I was wearing on that particular day, because for my company, that's what they were asking for. So make sure that you're paying attention and dressing accordingly to what the company that you're interviewing for wants. All right, cool. Moving on, number 6. All right, do your research. Do your research and do your research. Now, I know that by you just watching this episode right now, by you being here with me today, which, by the way, thank you so much for being here. I know that you're doing your research, okay? But I'm not the only flight attendant or travel, flight attendant YouTube channel out there. So I suggest that you go check other ones out too. Do your research. You're gonna get a lot of good tips on this one, but there might be another channel that might give you another tip, especially when it comes to your specific airline that you're gonna be interviewing for, okay? So for me, for example, I remember that there were probably 4 specific channels that I followed before my interview, and I followed them religiously. I saw so many, of their YouTubes, and I'm gonna go ahead and link them below because I think they're excellent channels. First, I actually watched Kat's channel. Secondly, I also watched Priscilla's channel, who also works for my company. And then I also watched Charlie's channel, which also works for my company. And then ultimately, I watched Alexis's channel, and I'm gonna link them all right here. Now, every single one of them gave me something a little bit different, okay? And I did my research. I found out what my particular company is looking for, what they're not looking for, what might happen on the face-to-face interview, what might not happen, everything. So make sure to go ahead and do your research for your specific airline, okay? And then adjust accordingly, okay? But make sure to go ahead and do that research. There are some great channels out there, so go check them out as well. But again, thank you for being here. All right, moving on. So number 7, make sure that your schedule is wide open, even if it isn't. All right, so most likely during these interviews or somewhere along the application process, they have asked you, hey, what is your availability? Me, personally, I said, you know what, I'm wide open. And I actually was. There were a lot of other things that were going on in my life, but I put everything aside for the specific reason of trying to get into the airline industry as a flight attendant, and I literally pushed a lot of things in my life aside because I made this a priority. And therefore, I opened up my schedule wide open in order for me to be able to do the work. So make sure that you are somewhere in that area, that you are as wide open as you possibly can be. Now, I know that everyone has their own situation and they may not be as open as I was, but the more open you are on your schedule, the better it's going to be for you. And again, even if you're not, it might be a good idea to say that you are, if you know what I'm saying, okay? So just do your very best to be as open as possible when it comes to the schedule, because they want to make sure that if they hire you, that you're going to be able to work, right? Makes sense. All right, cool. Moving on. So let's go ahead and talk about number 8. Prepare with the STAR method for any questions that might come along. Now, what is the STAR method? There are so many videos that you can learn from here on YouTube and other places as well when it comes down to the STAR method. Now, the STAR method is not just for the airline industry, it's across the board with pretty much all industries, all interviews, and it's just a specific way to answer a specific question that is given to you. It's kind of in a format. It's almost like telling the story, how you accomplished something, what the problem was, how you approached it, how you solved it, and then ultimately, you know, what the outcome was. So there's like 4 basic parts to the way that you answer the question. So go ahead and do your research. What is the STAR method? The STAR format is another thing you can look for, because they do kind of take that into account, and they do want you to approach your answers, especially when it comes to the one-on-one interviews. If you ever get that, they're going to want you to format your questions and deliver those answers to them in the STAR method. So make sure ahead and do your research on what that is. And what I recommend is that, you know, have someone practice with you, right? Have this person, a friend of yours, ask you a question, and you practice by answering in the STAR method. Do it over and over until it starts to become a little bit more second nature. So when you're actually put on the spot during the interview, you're not new to it. That you're ready, you feel confident in answering in the STAR method, and you're ready to go. So go ahead and do your research on that as well. All right, moving on to number 9. Make sure that your passport is up to date. Okay, so this kind of goes a little bit along with like your schedule being wide open. They want to make sure that if they're going to hire you, that you are hireable, right? That you are ready to work for them. And passport is very much the same way. For my particular company, I had to have 30 months of validity still left on my passport. Now, this is where I ran into some issues when I was actually doing my interview, because my passport at the time only had 24 months of validity left. Now, you would think 2 years is plenty of time, but they want 2.5. So 30 months is what they wanted. Depending on your airline, you're gonna have to ask. They might want something different. But for me, I had to jump through so many hoops in order to get my passport renewed in short amount of time, because what my airline wanted to do, since I didn't have 30 months of validity on my passport, they wanted to push me back 2 months from my original training date. They wanted to push me back 2 months to give me that 2 months to do my passport. For me though, I had already quit my job. I couldn't go back. I only had to go forward. So I had to pull out all the stops. I had to drive to Seattle. I had to do this. I had to do that, get a letter for this. It was a mess, but I ultimately made it happen. And within about 5 days, I actually had a brand new passport that was good for another 10 years, I think. When I turned that in to my airline, they're like, okay, good, you're good to go. We're gonna put you on the original training. And I was like, yes, good, that's exactly what I wanted. So make sure that you check with your airline to see how many months you need of validity, and make sure that you have that. All right, moving on. Let's go to number 10. So show them that you love people. Show them you love people. You know, we are in the service hospitality industry, really, when you think about it. Yes, safety is first, and that's absolutely true. Safety is of the utmost, right? But following that, we are there to serve our customers to the very best of our ability, to make our company shine, to make ourselves shine, to make sure that our customers are feeling good. And if you love people, if you like interacting and dealing with people, then that should come pretty easily, maybe even second nature. But if you don't really like people as much, then well, that might come a little bit harder. And if that is the case, then maybe this isn't the best industry for you, but it's something that you're gonna have to answer for yourself. So for me, I really enjoy people. I enjoy meeting people, interacting with people, learning from people. I really feel that every person I come across, I always get more than I give just from learning from them, right? So when it comes to serving my customers on my planes, I'm always there with a welcome, hello, how are you? You know, have you been? Please take a seat. Let me know if I can get anything for you. So I'm very much service oriented, because I've been in the hospitality industry for decades. And for me now, it just comes second nature. But at the heart of it all, I really actually do enjoy helping people, and I do love dealing with people, and I love people. So it's good. It's easy for me. So make sure that it's something that you are good at, are into, because again, if you're not, that might come through during your interview as well. And if you're not comfortable dealing with people during the interview, they might be tipped off by that. So make sure that you love people. I'm sure that you do. and just lean into that. So that's great. All right, number 11. Okay, I made this up. Mingle almost as if you were single. Now, if you're single, great. If you're not, I get it. But mingle as almost like you were single. So let's talk a little bit about this. Depending on your airline, depending on how your interview is going to go, there might be a situation where you might be told to, hey, you know what, let's take a little break. Take 15 minutes, go to this room, relax, have a drink or, you know, some waters, there's some snacks or whatever like that. We'll get to you in about 15 minutes. Okay, cool. So an average person might think, oh, good, all right, good. Whew, I can go over here and relax. I don't have to smile, my face hurts. I can just be myself, I can just relax, I can just check my emails on my phone. I can just kick back because I got 15 minutes to just get away from this interview thing and reset. Wrong answer. Wrong answer. You are still in the interview. You're still in it, okay? So if this happens to you, make sure, do not drop that smile. Keep that smile up. Do not check your phone. Do not check your phone, okay? Yeah, they're going to most likely be watching. They're always watching, okay?
I'm watching you, Wazowski. Always watching.
The thing is, what you want to do here is probably mingle a little bit with people, okay? Mingle with your peers, the other people that you're there with the interview with. If there are some actual employees, maybe actual other flight attendants there too, mingle with them a little bit too. Now, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, anything in depth, but it's something, it's giving you an opportunity to, again, show off your personality. Keep that smile on, you know, upright. You know, everything that I'm telling you on these tips is kind of coming together during this break, okay? So you want to talk to somebody and say, hey, how you doing? How are you? Oh, great to meet you. Handshake. Yeah, I'm from LA. Where are you from? Oh, really? Oh, great. I love Boston. Boston's one of my favorite cities. Yes, absolutely. Great. So, by the way, did you work at another airline before this? Oh, really? Oh, no, this is my first one. Great. Oh, wonderful. Great, great. All right, cool. And then you move on to the next person nice and smoothly. Oh, hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. Oh, great. Oh, that's a wonderful pen. That's a great pen that you have on there. That's great. Okay, cool. Yeah. Hi. Where are you from? Oh, great. Okay. Is this your first? Oh, this is your second airline. Oh, really? How did you enjoy it at your first one? Obviously, you still like the work because you're here doing this next one, right? Oh, great. Yeah. Smiles, right? And you're always interacting with people. Nothing, anything too in depth, but just something, you know, friendly. You're showing off your personality because, again, they're probably watching you, right? So just keep it going. Keep it friendly, keep it light, keep it relevant to what you're doing. So something similar to what I just showed you is something what you want to kind of go ahead and mingle. And just, again, it's a chance for you to show off your personality, not so much to learn about other people, but again, for you to put it all together and show that you are someone that they are looking for, that someone that you feel comfortable with other people, because when they put you on their planes, they want to make sure that you're also going to be comfortable with the customers that are coming on your plane, okay? So keep an eye on that out for that. Okay, cool. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the last one. Number 12, leave them wanting more. Thank yous and goodbyes. All right. So when everything is said and done, okay, when everything is said and done, again, you want to be polite, smiles, upright, handshake if it's appropriate. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for the interview. It was wonderful meeting you. I look forward to connecting with you. I look forward to hearing from you, etc., etc., okay? You want to leave everything on a high note. You want to leave it to where they're thinking, you know, that guy was pretty nice. He had a really good personality. He seemed very comfortable with people. He did things effectively. I liked the way he communicated. He was very articulate. You know, he kind of like is exactly what we're looking for. He's going to stay on the top of my mind. You know, or she was a sparkling personality. She had an amazing smile. She was very welcoming. and she would do great on our planes, and our customers would love her, etc., etc. So you want to keep it and end it on a high note, keep them wanting more. You say your goodbyes, polite, thank you so much, and exit stage left. Right? Okay, left, right, whatever. So that's what you want to make sure. Leave them with a high note, leave them wanting more. And side note, if for some reason you do not walk away with the CJO on this particular day, it's okay. It really varies from airline to airline, from season to season, okay? Not everyone's gonna get a CJO, but it's very possible that a couple days down the line, maybe a week down the line, they're going to invite you or possibly send you an email and let you know where you stand. Sometimes you'll get an email and say, congratulations, you've received a CJO, here's the information, please contact us at your convenience, or it's not the right time, but please make sure to check in with us later. So there's a lot of different ways that you're going to be communicated if you don't get a CJO on that particular day, okay? So don't lose hope, do your research, smiles, dress the part, practice the STAR method, everything that I've gone over today. Feel free to watch this over again and get all the tidbits and all the tips that I've given you today, all right? All right, guys, that is my list of tips for you for today. Again, congratulations if you're about to head off to your face-to-face interview. I wish you all the very best. I am sure you're gonna do amazing. I know it's very nerve-wracking and you can get really nervous, but just be yourself, be confident in yourself, be confident in your skills, and know that they called you for a reason. They invited you for a face-to-face for a very specific reason, because so far they really like what they see in you. So keep it up and you're gonna do amazingly. All right, guys, good luck. All right, guys, well, that is it for today. Thank you very, very much for joining me. I will have some more stuff coming out for you very, very shortly. And I just wanted to get this out because I know it's the time of year where a lot of people are going to be going out on their face-to-face. So I really do hope that this helps out considerably. Guys, if you have any questions, any comments, please let me know below. Thank you. I love reading them, and I'm going to be answering every single one that I've gotten. And thanks again for everything. Have a wonderful 2024, and we will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.